Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emmerdale slapped with Ofcom complaints after airing distressing episode. Emmerdale has been hit with dozens of Ofcom complaints following a particularly heartbreaking installment of the ITV soap. Emmerdale viewers have issued complaints to the television watchdog Ofcom after a harrowing episode about April Windsor, played by Amelia Flanagan, aired on Friday evening. During the special installment, teenager April was part of a tragic trafficking plot and almost prostituted herself to an older man as part of an ongoing County Lines plot. It comes as Celia Anderson, Jay Griffiths, and Ray Walters, Joe Absalom, have been leading April down an incredible dark path, and it looks like no one will be able to save the youngster. April has been dealing drugs for months and has landed herself in masses of debt on the ITV soap. Fans were torn after the episode, many praised but others turned off. One wrote, "This is dire, I'm switching off #Emmerdale." Another penned, "Tonight's episode was very good. Everyone did an amazing job." A third wrote, "That scene right about the break was incredibly distressing. Well done, April, for getting away." Someone else wrote, "I just had a chance to watch Friday's episode. I have to say I found it very disturbing and way outside of the usual Emmerdale-type episode. I know things like this need to be highlighted, but this was over the top, in my opinion, for a 7:30 p.m. show." Another wrote, "I think I may stop watching Emmerdale as I found this evening very disturbing for April. When will it end? Nothing has changed for young women in 20 years. Releasing its latest figures, a spokesperson for Ofcom told Express.co.uk the complaints related to the April Windsor storyline appearing pre-Watershed. The episode, as usual, aired at 7:30 p.m. on ITV and ITVX. A total of 62 complaints were lodged with the watchdog about the installment. After the episode was broadcast, the Emmerdale team shared a link viewers could click on for any support. A spokesperson shared a clip from the installment and wrote on X, "Will April find the strength to escape? Advice and support can be found at for decades. Emmerdale has built its reputation on gripping storytelling and dramatic twists, but its latest storyline appears to have crossed a line for many loyal viewers." Broadcast before the traditional 9 p.m. Watershed, a time generally reserved for more mature content. The episode in question featured intense scenes involving violence, manipulation, and emotional trauma. The reaction was swift and vocal, with hundreds of viewers filing formal complaints and many more taking to social media to express their discomfort. At the heart of the backlash is a particularly harrowing storyline involving the exploitation of vulnerable characters. According to reports, the plot includes elements such as grooming, coercion, and threats of violence, leaving audiences unsettled. One especially controversial moment showed a teenage character being lured into a dangerous situation, only to be psychologically manipulated afterward. An arc that many viewers felt was simply too disturbing for a family-oriented time slot. Critics argue that while soap operas have long tackled difficult social issues, there is a fine line between raising awareness and causing distress. In this case, many believe that Emmerdale tipped too far toward shock value. Complaints submitted to Ofcom reportedly questioned not only the content itself, but also the timing of its broadcast, with viewers concerned about younger audiences being exposed to such material. This is not the first time the Yorkshire-based drama has faced scrutiny. Over the years, Emmerdale has drawn criticism for a range of controversial storylines, from violent deaths to disturbing criminal plots. In one recent incident, viewers reacted angrily to a graphic killing scene involving a bow and arrow, which aired before the Watershed and was widely labeled violent and tasteless. Such reactions highlight an ongoing tension within modern television: the desire to create bold, compelling narratives versus the responsibility to consider audience sensitivity. Soap operas like Emmerdale often aim to reflect real-world issues, including crime, abuse, and trauma. Producers frequently defend these choices by arguing that they spark important conversations and raise awareness. However, when these portrayals become too graphic or emotionally overwhelming, they risk alienating viewers rather than engaging them. The role of Ofcom in this situation is crucial. As the UK's broadcasting watchdog, Ofcom assesses whether television content breaches guidelines related to harm and offence. While not every complaint leads to formal action, a high volume of complaints, especially within a short period, can trigger an investigation. In this case, reports suggest that dozens, if not hundreds, of complaints are under review, reflecting the of public reaction. Interestingly, controversy is not new to Emmerdale's identity. Since its debut in 1972, the show has evolved from a quiet rural drama into a fast-paced, often intense series filled with crime, betrayal, and tragedy. This transformation has helped maintain its popularity in an increasingly competitive television landscape. However, it has also led to recurring criticism that storylines have become relentlessly dark, prioritizing shock over subtlety. Supporters of the show argue that such criticism overlooks the importance of storytelling that reflects harsh realities. Issues like exploitation, violence, and psychological abuse do exist in society, and portraying them on screen can help raise awareness and encourage discussion. They also point out that viewers are often warned about sensitive content in advance, allowing them to make informed choices. Nevertheless, the backlash suggests that many viewers feel the balance has shifted too far. For a program traditionally watched by families during early evening hours, expectations remain different from those of late-night dramas or streaming series. When those expectations are not met, the result can be a strong and immediate public response. The situation also raises broader questions about the future of television storytelling. As audiences become more accustomed to the darker, more explicit narratives common on streaming platforms, traditional broadcasters may feel pressure to push boundaries. Yet, unlike subscription-based services, terrestrial television must adhere to stricter regulations and cater to a wider audience demographic. For Emmerdale, the challenge moving forward will be finding a balance between maintaining dramatic intensity and respecting viewer. Too much caution risks making storylines feel predictable or dull. Too much extremity, however, can lead to backlash and regulatory scrutiny. In the end, the Ofcom complaints serve as a reminder that television is not created in a vacuum. Audiences play an active role in shaping content through their reactions.